I have the pleasure to be here with Patrice Congal, who is founder and owner of Screen Excellence, a company that was founded now 2 years ago. And you only build acoustically transparent screens. One of the things that I think our readers and viewers want to know, acoustically transparent screens are what basically is made for home cinema or for cinema, because that's the way cinema was created, to have acoustically transparent screens. Maybe give us a little bit of the philosophy and some of the new evolutions in the quality of the materials that you use today.
Bob, you're absolutely correct. It's all about perception, really. Acoustically transparent screens have been around for 80 years in the cinema or movie theater industry. Basically, the idea is that when you hear someone talking in the middle of the screen, you expect naturally his voice to come out from his mouth, not from somewhere else. And the whole cinema industry is based about one concept, which is suspension of disbelief. What you see is something that you strongly believe by the duration of the movie. So when you've got a clue, which is visual, and then a second clue, which is audible, which is a sound, if they match together, then you're seriously into the movie. You seriously believe you are part of the movie yourself. When these two clues are diverging instead of converging, that is, the image is here and the sound is there, or the sound is not in good sync with the image, in that case it is very disturbing, and you lose totally your involvement in the action. So in the cinema industry, they've been aware of that from the very beginning of talking movies, that is 80 years ago.
But some of the people out there are going to say, well, acoustically transparent screens, the sound is not going to come through the screen as efficiently, it's going to block the sound's not going to be as good, it's got little holes in the screen or some kind of cloth, you're going to explain the devil. It's not going to be as good an image. Well, I think we have to tell them, yes it is. The technologies have changed, and the cloth and the materials you use are different. There's a new version coming out.
Okay, let me make first this point. If you want the sound to come through the screen, it has to be acoustically transparent, obviously.
Obviously.
The second thing is that it has to be in coherence with the image first. All the rest is secondary. That is, either you want to be in the action, either you want the suspension of disbelief, or you want something else. If you want something else, okay, you can go to a solid screen, can go to speakers without anything in front of them. But if you want the action, if you want to be in a real movie theater, shrink a little bit because it has to fit into a home. But if you want to be part of the action, you need the screen to be acoustically transparent. There's no other way around. And I wonder really why there are so many solid screens around for home theater. They are perfect for corporate business, for data, for things like that. But for theater, you need an acoustically transparent screen, definitely.
Maybe you can give us an idea of some of the materials that you have developed, some of the innovative things that you've done?
True, there are some issues there. Typical cinema or public theater screens are just perforated, and it appears that this is not compatible with modern video projection. It induces some Moiré effects, some loss of resolution, and the acoustic transparency is not as good as it should be. Today, with woven screen, we have made a big step forward because woven screens are more or less moiré-free, and they have a finer texture than the typical step of perforations. So they used to be quite satisfying until very recently, and now we have been facing a challenging issue with modern projectors, with full HD projectors. So because this pixel is becoming much smaller, we need to get a finer texture of the waving. So this is the way we progress, is by coming with finer waves. So weaves, sorry, yes. Finer waves. Sorry about my pronunciation. So we are improving the screens and the fabrics are evaluating, and we are ahead of the projected technology, I can say.
Okay. Patrice, thank you very much for this insight. If people want more information about your screens, they can find it on your website, which is?
Nice to talk to you, Bob.
Okay, thank you.